administrators, trustees, teachers, special guests, caretaking staff, and every individual that helps to run our school every day. And of course, thank you to my fellow graduates. I'm so incredibly honored and so excited to be representing you all today. So, good evening, and long evening, so I'll do my best to keep this short. My name is Carrie Gay, and just before I get started, I just have to say, isn't this so much better than Zoom? This is the first time in 2 years that we've been able to have an in-person graduation ceremony, and I think that in itself is something worth celebrating. Class of 2022, I think it's pretty fair to say that our high school experience was unique. If the class of 2018 or class of 2019 had to climb mountains of challenges to graduate, then we had to do the very same. Except it feels like we climbed those same mountains through avalanches, a couple of hurricanes, a few biting poisonous crocodiles, while the world was on fire, and we did it 6 feet apart in our PJs. It's no secret that we made it through high school during the first global pandemic in over 100 years, so you should be incredibly proud of yourself because I am incredibly proud of us. Tonight, as we close this important chapter of our lives and venture into a new journey through unfamiliar roads, I want to share with you 3 important ideas that I feel will help us to grip the wheel and take control of the crazy ride that we call life. The first is an ABC that I didn't learn in preschool or in the alphabet. It's something that a friend mentioned to me, and even though I rolled my eyes back then, I appreciate it now. It's the fact that adversity builds character. If you've ever seen a pearl, which I'm sure you have, you know that they're smooth, right? They're shiny, they're valuable, but they're also only formed through the accumulation of irritants, unwanted particles like sand. Maybe your sand in high school was with the brutal thinking sections of Markville math tests, the extra 2 weeks of March break that suddenly turned into 2 years, the ISUSA in English, or perhaps the soul-crushing feeling of opening teachers after a Chem Core physics quiz. Those moments are hard, trust me, I know. But every bad mark that you receive, every interview that you bomb, every heartbreak that you incur is nothing but a grain of sand that comes with the opportunity to shape you into a shinier, more beautiful pearl. Someone stronger, someone more resilient, someone who is, frankly, a better, tougher, and more interesting person. So, in the face of those millions of moments of adversity, remember that they build character. So try to be grateful for those grains of sand, which brings me to my second gold nugget of advice: gratitude. Gratitude is definitely a difficult one, but it's one that is necessary. We only had one normal year of high school, and looking back, there's so much that we took for granted. I vividly remember in grade 11, I was lying in bed during a virtual choir rehearsal with my eyes half closed, and my camera and my mic off. Sorry, Mr. Stokes. And I remember thinking to myself how much I missed morning choir rehearsals. And as much as I do love music, I would have never have expected to wish I had the opportunity to drag myself out of bed at 6:30 a.m. in the morning to sing. Coming back to school in person showed us that we took it for granted. Even the one simple things like being in the same room together, sitting more than 4 people per table in the atrium, volleyball, field hockey, dragon boat, walking through the halls instead of clicking end call and rejoin, physically turning around to talk to people in class instead of silent little neat breakout rooms where no one seemed to want to unmute first. Cat cookies, having a locker, exams. Okay, obviously not the last one, but the point is, we took it for granted. And we shouldn't only appreciate moments and opportunities in retrospect, which is why it is so important that we actively practice gratitude in our lives starting now. I think we owe our teachers a huge thank you for not giving up on us when they knew damn well that our Wi-Fi was not having issues, that our mics and our cameras were not broken, when they knew that we were in bed with our laptops on and our brains off. They were right. Thank you for being patient and for continuing to support us. Let's give them a big round of applause. So focused on the A's that we forget about the very important F, family. So for this reason, let's just take a moment to thank our parents and our guardians who had to deal with us a whole lot more than they would have wanted to when we were cooped up in our homes. They have supported us through all the ups and the downs, and perhaps more than pride, they must be so relieved to see us walk across that stage tonight. So let's all give them a huge round of applause. Our parents and our guardians know better than anyone that time flies. And before you guys know it, even this moment that you're living in right now will soon become a memory. Which brings me to my third and my final piece of advice, being present in the moment. A year ago, the stress of a grade 11 physics test would have spiraled me into the depths of an abyss. But do I even remember doing that physics test now? No. Did I do well on that physics test? Also probably no. But did we make it past that physics test and did we get here today? Yes. Now, I'm not saying that you should just stop studying because life moves on anyway, but what I am saying is that while it is interesting to reflect on what life could be like a year or two from now, or even think about what you could have done differently in the past, the simple truth is that no one really knows what the future will bring. So what we must do is focus on today. We all know all too well that when we started grade 9, none of us would have ever predicted high school experience to end like this, and yet we made it. Our lives are kind of like the main staircase at Markville, with all their ups and their downs, twists and turns. The staircase does exist, but you can only get to the top one step at a time. So if you're on the 12th step, don't get caught up in what you were doing on the 3rd. And certainly don't be looking at the 110th. Focus on how to get to the next one first. Now. Alright, so just before you guys doze off, I'm going to do my best to wrap it up. But if you really thought you were going to get away without hearing me sing tonight, you were wrong. So anyone who knows me knows that I love Taylor Swift, and in honor of her commencement speech at NYU this year, I rewrote the lyrics to one of her songs called The Best Day, and I hope you guys enjoy it. I think we'll take a track. First day of grade 9, we walked through the halls of Markville. Felt so small, talking about how we had so much time. There were 4 whole years at us now. With our caps and our gowns, and we walked across the very same stage we used to dream about. Now it's time to say a farewell to the very same friends we met on the playground. I don't know how much our lives will change by the fall. I could have sworn yesterday we didn't know anything at all. Didn't know what the high school would bring or the memories that we take away. Now look at us, we're graduating today. So, there you have it. 1,402 days ago today, we walked to the front doors of Markville Secondary School as a group of confused, wide-eyed minors. And tonight, 1,402 days later, we're walking out as confident, hopefully, and capable high school graduates. And although the steps we take in the future won't be on the same staircase anymore, I know that we are more than prepared to take them on, one step at a time, with gratitude, and with the knowledge that even if we do fall a few steps back, even if our sand piles start to get a little too tall, we'll make some sandcastles, get up, and climb it again tomorrow. So we'll leave it at that. Thank you again, and congratulations to the class of 2022.
gramophones.